She used to run a game channel. That I forget what
you
it was
should know
called.
that one. All right. Whoa, we are recording, baby! My teacher Shui is here. Look, we also got the t-shirt and the Christmas hat. Ho ho ho! And we got Karl Smith. From where are you right now, Karl?
I'm back in Pittsburgh.
Whoa, baby! Yes. All right, so this episode is actually entirely dedicated to Karl. He's gonna spread some wisdom, or all of you out there, preparing you for the Christmas season in terms of games.
Not a lot of wisdom there. I think everyone's doing what has been advised with the pandemic ongoing. As far as
all right, that's already a wise advice.
Just stay safe. I mean, the bad thing about the pandemic, though, is that meanwhile, I still have there are Kickstarter games I've pledged to for the last 5 years, and some of them do take 5 years to produce, just because of manufacturing issues or just different designer or artist delays. But one of the ones I was going to mention, though, is this just came out, arrived this week.
Whoa, Kingdom Rush. Baby. That's huge. Kingdom Rush, Rift in.
It's based off of the same game that you might have seen on the PC or your tablet or phone. I looked at on Boardgame Geek. Actually, I've not played it. I'm not sure how well it plays. Apparently, it's one of the better solo player games. It's designed as a cooperative, but I saw one guy talking about how this compares to being a better version of Mage Knight because the rules are more polished. So, I've not played Mage Knight, so that
is he as long as Mage Knight?
What's that?
Is he as long as Mage Knight? Pardon my accent.
That I don't know, because again, I got this right here this week, and I've been looking at Boardgame Geek reviews, trying to get a sense of how this plays. And I don't know if you recall, but we actually had played a tower defense game, I think like 5 years ago, and it didn't really gel with this. This game is supposed to be pretty polished, and they've done a nice job. The publishers, Lucky Duck Games, they actually did another game that I like a lot called Vikings Gone Wild. We've not played it. We will play it eventually.
It's famous. As soon as I get to Pittsburgh, we'll play it. But I've actually already played it, and it's a nice game. In the core set, I found there were some minor unbalancing factors, but with the expansion, it's pretty leveled up. So it's one of those games that...
Yeah, I should preface that the Vikings Gone Wild is best played with Master of the Elements. That gives a much better streamlined effect. The base game by itself, you're right, it is imbalanced. But the Master of the Elements gives some new strategies, which helps to make it a more fun game and not too long. But this isn't the same designer, though. This is the same publisher. The designer is someone else that I'm not familiar with, and I really can't talk about it too much until I play it. But this is one of the more newer games for this year that has come out for Kickstarters, and
maybe you should do an unboxing.
We'll have to try it later.
Yeah.
A bad thing about this pandemic is that the Kickstarter games still come through. I get like at least a game a month as a surprise, but they just got to sit there and shrink wrap because this isn't a good time to get together with people at a table and partake.
So is there a good time to read, perhaps?
Well, it is. I'm actually a comic book fan, so that I'm often...
No, I meant we discussed it. You told me that there is a book that you've been reading.
Oh, yes. Hold on. I didn't bring it with me my
all
changed
right.
rooms.
That goes in the paper. Uh-oh, what's happening? The host is leaving. Oh my God, I didn't come prepared for this. Well, look at this t-shirt, get distracted. It's coming. There you go. Host is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so this book is not available in stores quite yet. It will be very soon, though. This is actually volume 2 that just was, again, a book I received from Kickstarter just this week. Volume 1 is available on Amazon right now, and it's a good overview of like maybe 100 modern board games with pictures and some descriptions. That's one of the nice things that's happened during this last year or two, is that there's been 3 books about board games, which I highly recommend buying if you're a board game enthusiast, just because these give, they're kind of like, granted, you can go online and look up any game, that's true, but it's nice to open a book and just page through it and find different games that maybe you weren't familiar with, and be able to read about
you
them.
An objective review of the games, or is there a subjective component? I mean, is there an opinion involved?
Not really reviewing the games. I think what's better to say here is that the games they're picking are games that they think are going to do well anyways. I mean, one of the challenges of Kickstarter is you never really know what you're going to get. I would say that probably half the Kickstarter games I get were not well play tested. Yeah. I mean, they look better than how they play, but these kind of books, though, these books are going to be covering games which already are established, games that you'll be able to find in stores and whatnot. And so their goal isn't to tell you about how good the game is. They're out there to tell you about these games are out there, what kind of style the game is, and then you just decide if they appeal to you or not. But I would say that probably any game you buy from this book is not going to be a bad game, because they're choosing to give a spotlight. I mean, there's over 1,000 new games every year that are being produced.
But
this book's only 100 of them.
Do you recommend it also for hardcore gamers, this book? Or
yes.
a gamer would be like, of course, Splendor, yeah, whatever, just duh.
Well, sure, and they would have covered Splendor in the first volume. But again, some of the games they're recognized, be like, I already know that game. Other games you're not going to recognize, though, and that's the value of the book is that by having it in book form, you're going to see some games you might have heard of or you were unaware of.
What's the name of the author? I mean, this would be added.
The author of this is the editor is Owen Duffy. You'll be able to find Volume 1 on Amazon. But if you want, and what I do, not everyone's a fan of ebooks, but I buy the Kindle version because it's a lot cheaper. It's like $6-7 as opposed to spending like $18 for the hardcover. But this is a different argument altogether. I mean, I'm back and forth with people. Some people are like ebooks are trash, and it's better to have books. I love books too, but the problem with books is storage, and that's why, especially for someone that has like hundreds of board games, storage sucks. and I had the same problem with books at one point. I used to have a huge library. Now I don't, because of having to move around a little bit too much. And
I have an uncomfortable question for you. Something that our viewers are wondering. So are you giving us an unbiased opinion on the book, or you're getting like thousands of dollars for promoting that book there? Huh? This guy,
all right, fine. I kickstarted the book. How about that? I gave the guy money. I paid for one copy.
Actually, that's pretty unbiased.
But in fairness, though, I've not looked through Volume 2. Volume 1, I did look through, and I'm speaking based upon what I saw in Volume 1. I'm hoping Volume 2 is the same, so I'll give that caveat that actually I've not looked through this book because I just got it yesterday.
But so the first book came out when? In 2000?
I think it was last summer.
Okay, so this gentleman is publishing a book every year, updating
potentially speaking, because I mean, at the bottom of this says 2021. That implies it'll be annual. Whether it'll continue to be that, I don't know. Usually when people put books out, they just put a book out and that's the end. They don't just Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3 thing. So I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be new games every time. I mean, all I can tell you is that Tom Vassell from Dice Towers is on here about Volume 1 saying, this is an amazing book. I get my highest recommendation. There are a lot of books about board games. Honestly, this is by far the best I've seen. I'm neutral on that because there's another book that came out last year too that I was very happy with, and I thought they both did a good job. They had some overlap, but what's that?
Can you share the name of that book? The other book?
I'm not prepared.
Unbelievable.
I'll get back
this
to
is
that
an
while we're having
interviewed Carl Smith episode, and the interviewed is not prepared. Okay, there was another good book out there. I'm sure we can find it. So this is bottom line. What you're holding is not the only book or the only series of book on the board game industry, right? Clearly.
I mean, this book gives a good overview. What I'll tell you is that the other book I like better because I gave 4 copies away of my own money because I like the other book that much better.
Oh, now we got another title, Karl. Now you got to give us a title. I'm gonna pause this.
The title is the Everything Tabletop Games book. Came out last year. In fact, you'll see my review on Amazon, giving my high praise for it.
Written by
and the author. What's that?
The author is.
It's Bebo, Bebo. She used to run a game channel that I forget what it was.
You should know that
one.
All right. Okay, it's okay. Honestly, this is an honest mistake.
But I'm very impressed with that book because it does more than an overview. What it tries to do is it tries to give you a sense of complexity from light to heavier games of the same style, so that you can gauge. Nice. Because I mean, not everyone's going to be a hardcore gamer, and I've seen people that are non-gamers. I mean, when I say non-gamer, I should be very careful about that label because these are people that do like board games, but they're used to the classics, and the classics, let's be honest, the rules light. And so, you know, I really think that as with trying anything new, it's better to have some baby steps as far as get used to these new mechanics, like worker placement is a new mechanic, and that's a Europe thing, or dealing with
asymmetrical
games where you build your own board. I mean,
these or variable player powers.
Yeah, I mean, these concepts have been around for like the last 50 years, but for war gamers, for normal people though, they don't do that kind of stuff. And the nice thing about our board game golden age that we're going through right now is that all these different war gamer styles are being made very casual friendly now, so that anyone can enjoy a game that have these some things that are more obscure in the past. That being said, though, they're still very different though than you roll some dice and roll in one direction or the other, as a lot of games did, like Life or Monopoly, along those lines. And that's why I'm appreciative of Bebo's book, because she talks about some entry what we call gateway games to get people into the hobby as far as for games that are easy to approach. And then she mentions, if you like that kind of style, here's another game similar to that, but more complex. And
perfect.
I mean, she talks about how to play the games too. That I don't agree with, because I think that's best done by watching a video. The best advice I can give for anyone buying a new board game: forget the rules, watch a video, and then look at the rules. There's so many people that are game enthusiasts now on YouTube that it's just much easier to learn how to play a game by just watching YouTube.
We kind of do that sometimes. Okay, Karl, that was amazing. Best interview ever. We're gonna do this again, if not next week, the one after. So now we're gonna say hello to our viewers. Well, I'm gonna say bye to our viewers from Florence, dark here, and from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States of America. You got the sun there, the beauty of this planet that whoa! Not too much. Thank you, Karl, for being here. Karl Smith from Boardgame Culture. Check it out. Right? Still the same Boardgame Culture.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys for watching us. Woo-hoo! Any chance you can get it within the next 5 minutes if we pause?
Yeah, you pause. I'll be right back.
All right, you know what?
I don't
I'm
have
not
the
going to
book,
pause.
but
This
I'll
is
be
going to go in the blooper. Bloopers. Go, go, go.
All right.
Cars. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep, yep. An unprepared guest. Game expert. Game expert. He knows everything by heart. Yep, yep, yep. We are paying him a lot of money to be here today, and look at that. Doesn't even know the name of a book. What are you talking about, man? Oh, ho, ho, ho. That looks good. I should start wearing this more often. Yep.